Welcome to the patio. Today, we are going to talk a little bit about Black Friday. It's the day after Thanksgiving. Hopefully, everybody got their bellies full on the turkey and my favorite, but not everybody's favorite, pecan pie. I had my fair share of both. We're going to talk about Black Friday. We're going to talk about some craziness going on out in the world right now, and that's these shootings. Some would say mass shootings. I'm not sure one person being killed is a mass shooting, but
well, how many people were shot though? That's what counts.
Well, in some instances, one, but
that's not mass shooting.
Your president seems to be eager.
I believe FBI is. I believe FBI says three or more is considered a mass.
There is a lack of consensus. Most terms define a minimum of 3 or 4. So I guess if it's 3, it's not a mass shooting. But look, it's Black Friday when we're recording this, so it's the Friday after Thanksgiving. So some of this may be old news by the time it comes out on Tuesday. But the best I can tell has been 2 shootings today at Walmart. You know, Walmart's where
I think the classification of like 3 or more or whatever considered a mass shooting is kind of off. Throw stuff off. What if you're an angry dude and you come in and kill like 6 members of your family in your house at Thanksgiving? It's not a mass shooting. Yes, you killed a bunch of people.
Well, that's the reason the numbers are so
but
high.
It's not what people think of when they think of a mass
when
shooting.
you hear the term mass shooting, you think someone in public.
Like a public.
Random people.
Let's call it like it is. This is a way to manipulate the stats. So, for example, a gang shooting, they shoot into a crowd, 2 gang members fighting, they shoot in a crowd, hit 4 people. That's put down as a mass shooting. Regardless, and as a matter of fact, I think school shootings, if they consider it happening within a certain radius of a school, it's considered a school shooting.
Yeah, that's the problem with statistics.
Yeah, it is. It doesn't negate the seriousness of the shooting, but it also doesn't make it a school shooting.
So let's delve into some details that are coming out about at least the 2 at Walmart. So a Walmart supervisor fatally shot 6 co-workers at a store in Virginia.
Oh, geez.
He bought the gun just hours before the killings, left a note on his phone accusing colleagues of mocking him.
All right.
They overlap. Okay, so the Walmart supervisor who fatally shot 6 workers claimed he was mocked, which I guess you would consider bullying, right? So sorry, everyone, but I did not plan this. I promise things just fell in place like I was led by the Satan. He wrote on a note that was left on his phone, the police department said. Police said the 9mm handgun used in the, this was from Tuesday night, shooting was illegally purchased that morning and that Bing had no criminal record. So he was bullied around at work, went and bought him a gun, come back and shot the people bullying.
How is he being bullied if he's the supervisor?
You know, they always make fun of supervisors.
You can't be bullied if you're a supervisor.
Yeah, you can't. I don't buy that.
Made it big when my name was written.
Maybe he shot his managers. Maybe he's been bullied by his managers.
That's possible.
Well, look, when my name showed up in the shit house at the porta potty, I knew I'd made it big time. That's how you, as a supervisor, you're big.
But that's not how you handle corporate issues like that. Lawsuits happen.
Okay, but when we give everyone a trophy, right?
Yeah,
everyone gets a trophy. You're taught in school you can't even, we call it picking on, but you can't even guys sitting around like,
we call it Jonah.
As they've aged. Yeah, Jonah is what we call it too. Like my son, his buddies, like they're playing ball. They get mad because they talk about each other.
Do they really?
Yeah, but they don't. But then again, I'm like, what'd he say? And I'm like, dude, for real? Because they're not talking about things like we used to talk about each other.
Oh, no.
I can go on about a list about 45 yo mama things that if kids were to say that, they'd probably get expelled from school. And that was just a normal everyday thing. We're teaching, we are not providing the tools that our children need to succeed in life. I truly believe 20 years from now, China will come over here and insult our people and they will lay down and hand it over to them.
What did you see the broadcast on the SEC network? One guy made a wife joke.
Oh, I saw that today.
Wife.
Yeah.
And like he stormed off the set.
He did.
And then as ESPN came out and said it was all just
publicity prank.
Yeah.
Will Smith.
Well, Troy Aikman.
Will Smith was on there.
Yeah, let me look at that.
Troy Aikman a few weeks ago, someone got tackled. They threw a flag. It was a quarterback. Yeah. He said, let's take the dresses off. And you would have thought the world had come to an end.
It's insane. Everybody, you can.
Man, you can't be that. If you're that sensitive, you will not make it in the world.
No.
And we're soft in America.
Not unless you can make the world soft with you, and that's their goal.
I don't know. There's people on NBC that claim that by not using someone's proper pronouns is worse than committing murder of that person. It's the craziest damn thing.
That person's an idiot. They should use that as a. Well, I don't guess that can be a pronoun.
The story of the world has
idiot.
changed from what's actually happening to who actually got offended.
Yeah, and canceled.
That's the story.
It's about canceling someone for an idea. And it's about ideas. It's not about actions anymore.
And the problem is, you can be offended. It doesn't matter.
It's a choice.
Yes.
It is a choice to be offended.
To be offended. And if you're offended, that's fine. That doesn't mean society has to bend to your will because you're offended.
I can assure you this fellow that went out and committed that murder at Walmart due to the bully, he's going to be really bullied when he gets to the prison. You bet.
Oh, he could be bullied.
We had that shooting. There's another shooting occurred actually earlier today. This occurred in Lumberton, North Carolina, where one person was hospitalized after being shot inside the Walmart Supercenter around 11:26 a.m. on Friday, which is well after Black Friday starts, right? I think we're used to hearing these weird stories about Black Friday. At the store located on Fayetteville Road in Lumberton, surveillance footage shows the shooter leaving the store. Minutes later, police received word that a person arrived with a gunshot wound, which is not considered life-threatening. So let's see what they think.
Is Lumberton in Mississippi?
North Carolina.
Okay. There's a Afro Man song that says, "Get my lumber done in Lumberton."
That's been North Carolina.
Oh, there may be two. I mean,
possibly.
Yes, possible. There is a Paris, Arkansas.
I bet you
and Texas.
there was some local beef
in France
with this one. But in response to the Walmart shooting, actually, there's been a couple other shootings over the past week or so. Your president, Jamie, has come out.
Good man.
Yeah, very good man. And
he come out and said,
they're again pushing for bans on so-called assault weapons. So both of these shootings,
I thought they had passed the ban through.
Did they?
Yeah, well, did they pass it? Yeah.
I thought they had to, but what these people get shot with? They get shot with. Okay, so why aren't they trying to ban assault weapons?
Because that's what they do.
But that's the narrative. It's all done by
scary guns.
So this week there's been shootings in Colorado and Virginia, and then the one we just talked about in North Carolina earlier. He wants to sign into law a ban on high-powered guns that had the capacity to kill many people very quickly.
Well,
but isn't that true? Can you really almost do that with any gun?
But yeah, like a
22?
The AR is technically not a high-powered rifle. It's a 22 on steroids.
It just looks
right, Donnie? Right?
Scary.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's there's a lot
the 223 is not.
There's a lot of things that pack a whole lot bigger wallop.
Yeah, I mean, if it's high or what do you say, a high?
Like to me, a 50 cal is high power rifle. Like it'll put a hole in a engine block.
A 308 is that's a round built for killing people.
So
and don't get me wrong, I love a 308.
No, it's a great round.
Yeah, but
after Uncle Joe pardoned the turkey, I think it was on Wednesday. Maybe he pardoned the turkey.
I thought we decided the turkey pardoned him.
They're not sure. They're not really sure.
It was like the meme of Spider-Man pointing at himself.
So
Biden and the turkey are still debating.
He did say on Thanksgiving Day, the idea we still allow semi-automatic weapons to be purchased is sick. I'm going to try to get rid of assault weapons. Why is that? So
that turkey's probably in the White House, and now it's the new dog.
It'll be dead next week. Someone's going to eat that damn turkey within a week. It just got.
Oh, that turkey's sitting at the Oval Office right now. Biden's in the chair next to it. Biden's in there like, "Sir, you sure that's what you want to do?" Yeah, he's on there. Hey, let's go get corn pop.
He said, "Mr. President, are you sure this is the decision you're going to make?
Are you sure you want vanilla ice cream today, Mr. President?"
He said, "Military, we're everybody on the ready. We're turkey dropping Russia."
Well, the good thing is we do have a divided Congress. There's no way a lame duck Congress should be able to push something like that through.
Oh, there's not enough time. I mean, at this point, on the side note, what do they consider? What they consider a assault rifle is so, I don't know.
So according
vague,
yeah.
So according to the Washington Post,
word.
Let's see what they say here. According to the Washington Post, there have been more than 600 mass shootings so far in 2022.
Mm-hmm.
A shooter opened fire late Tuesday. We just talked about that. It comes days after 5 people were killed and 18 more injured in a shooting at Club Q, an LGBTQ club in Colorado. We'll talk about that in a second.
Okay, you should cut me off.
So because I know where you said it. I do want to get back to that one. Mass shootings, they deemed them, the Washington Post, where 4 or more people, not including the shooter, are injured or killed, have averaged more than 1 per day so far this year. And they've got them each one like laid out here throughout the map, but I don't get it. I'm kind of confused. In 2021, almost 700 such incidents occurred, a jump from 610 in 2020 and 417 in 2019. Before that, incidents had not topped 400.
So you mean to tell me since Biden took office, it's got more violent?
I think I think it's part of Biden, but I also think it's the states also being more lenient on offenders. Like, look at what was it, Chicago or Illinois?
We've talked about this before.
Yeah.
Until we come down hard on violent offenders, I mean, there's really no deterrent.
Yeah, I don't quite understand this argument about the legal system. What do they say? It's biased, right? The biased legal system, and it has to do primarily with. I'm trying to hit something here. Primarily with the bail system. That the bail system requiring money is a biased system.
Oh, bail.
The bail, the bail system. It's biased, and I'm not sure I buy that. I don't understand why, but the key is we got to keep bad people behind bars and good people with guns protect.
I think we got to be more smart about it. You know, you put violent offenders behind bars. You put guy who smokes weed. He's just let him go.
What are you supposed to do? You're supposed to like bring a tax return in so they can set a bail. It's set by a crime most of the time, right?
Yeah,
not in certain parts of the state.
It's also set by
Minnesota.
It's also set by your previous criminal history.
Minnesota
not
did
in
away
New York
with bails.
City.
I'm just saying, like in most non-commie type.
Yeah, because
places,
I mean, if you're
an offender,
crimes,
and you've done it time and time again, of course the judge is going to give you a higher bond. If you were out on bond and were disappeared for 6 months, you're probably not going to get a bond if you do something else, right?
So who decides the bond? Is it based on the crime? Is it also based on a judge's bias?
They're set by a judge based off of a certain scale that they have, I would believe.
Well, I mean, if you're a flight risk, it's a violent crime. If you have a history, I mean, there's a lot of things that.
So when the judge comes and sits down, I don't think he can put you no bond for weed charge.
Yeah.
Unless you have something else to go along with it.
Tell me there was a bill in 2021
but there's a range for certain types of crimes between this and this.
Yeah.
Between that and that, right?
So there was a bill actually that presented to Congress. I don't think it passed, but the bill restricts the use of money bail. And basically eliminates the condition of pretrial release. It prohibits the use of money bail in federal criminal cases. Additionally, it makes a state that uses a money bail system ineligible for funds under the Edward Byrne Memorial Justice Assistance Grant Program. So, what the hell do you use to release people based off of this?
I do agree with maybe the W-2. I mean, because you're setting a bill for someone rich at $15,000.
What about a drug dealer that has $10,000 on a W-2 and makes $50,000, $60,000 a year?
If the poor person commits a violent crime, I think it doesn't matter.
It should be based on.
What if it's not a drug dealer? It's just a normal guy. I'm just talking about
based on the crime. If you don't,
it should be based.
If you don't want a $500,000 bail, don't go shoot somebody.
Yeah, don't do a $500,000 crime.
But if you go shoot somebody, why are you out on bail?
You want to know a big ripoff? DWIs are based on your income, and that's ludicrous. Not the rap.
What did you just say?
DWIs, the system you go through is based on your income. The more money you make, the more you get fined.
That stands for driving while intoxicated.
So that's a lot like,
and that's bullshit.
Where you pay for your children, child support, right? That's how child support works.
But it's actually capped pretty low.
Child support,
no cap.
Like, I mean,
no cap.
Every time me and Charlie get a big fight, I'll go. There's a calculator you can use. I go look at that calculator, just remind myself
how rich you'd be.
I bet they killing Nick Cannon.
Oh, he's $3 million a month.
Hey,
is what Nick
when you go to that calculator, you type in 8008.
Hey, totally off subject. Did y'all know there's a calculator that can, you know how like all these women are wanting men that make 6 figures or 6 foot tall and all this jazz? Mm-hmm. There's a calculator that you can put all this information and see what the likelihood, your percentage of men are available in America.
So who you're looking for?
Is it called Tinder?
No, it's actual calculator. So if you take in,
So Charlie told you about that?
No, so I'll take
that's what Charlie was using.
But Jamie lied.
If you
He's short, he's like, I'm 6 foot, 6 figures.
I ain't 6 figures, that's sure. So if you take in that you got to be 6 foot, 6 figures between the ages of, I think I put in 30 and 45, single, it's only like 2% of the population.
Yeah. I bet if you're 7 figures and 5'4", that same girl will take you.
Yeah. Look, money does wonders.
Yeah. It does, doesn't it? It's amazing. Yeah.
You know how good I'd look if I was rich?
Well, I don't know how good you'd look, but you'd probably be able to pull
I would be sexy.
Jamie, you'd be prettier.
I'd be all over you, Jamie.
That's right.
Okay, so if we all agree gun reform or taking away your mass murder weapon of an AR-15, the big scary AR-15, if that's not the answer, what is the answer? Because I have my thoughts, but I don't hear what you guys got to say.
We got to have harsher penalties. We have to.
But if you're going to plan on dying at the end of your murder spree, how can you have much harsher penalties?
So we've already admitted, or not admitted, we've already discussed through the numbers that the bulk of them are not
anymore.
It's not some weirdo walking into a classroom shooting 30 people. It's some guy pulling up and killing or shooting 4 or 5 people.
Well, it almost used to be when there'd be a mass shooter, they'd automatically kill themselves at the end, right?
Yep.
Yeah. It's not that way anymore.
No, you're right.
Actually, they're more inclined to record it and post it and get 10 million hits.
They get famous.
And you know what other people are doing? As soon as that guy posts it, they're copying it and want to be the first one to put it out there with their commentation.
Yep. Something else we need to do. We need to do away with cruel and unusual punishment.
Is this our route to becoming famous, Jamie?
Actually, it probably is.
That's ridiculous, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know how we could become famous? Who's them two stupid looking dudes? Island Boys.
Island Boy.
Me and Jamie will fight the Island Boys.
Let's do fight the Island Boys.
100%.
I thought y'all were going to chat it up and put your hair up.
I'll knock his girlfriend.
Well, Jamie ain't got no hair. He can't do that.
Y'all could do y'all's beards.
Look, I straightened my beard today.
He can put his beard in cornrows.
Maybe if we
I was bored. And then I watched it. It wouldn't unstraighten.
Maybe if we could ever get Bryce Mitchell on, we could get him to fight both Island Boys.
Both Island Boys.
That'd be interesting because he would murder them. Crush them, not murder them.
Well, they're not fighters, aren't they? Singers?
No, they were boxing the other day with boxing. Yeah, with boxing gloves.
Me and
they must be out of my...
me and D-Dub are fighters, though. That's what counts.
There are two, guarantee you I can beat up both of the islands.
You can beat the island they stay on.
Yeah.
What island are they on?
Who knows?
Ain't on no island.
They're like in New Jersey or something. I don't know.
These two dudes, man. What they have done is they've made themselves publicly look like idiots, but they have done it to make themselves rich, and it works.
Smart,
dude.
And now they know what works.
Look, they got girls too. I mean, some of the girls they're with
because they got cash money.
There's this white trash cow that's on TikTok going, something like that. She'd have made a song and is famous now.
Well, them Island Boy dudes, man, they don't act like that in private. Ain't no way those dudes are that stupid.
Oh, they might.
They probably don't. I mean, they're probably a little overboard, but
they probably speak the Queen's English. Don't
it's
they?
a money pool, man. It started out, I think, as
look here's their hold on.
Look at P. Diddy.
Let me read
it
their
started
Wikipedia.
out as them trying to be something serious.
Let me read your Wikipedia.
Now, remember, Wikipedia can be changed by like anybody.
I know, but Island Boys are an American hip hop duo who gained notoriety via the video sharing platform TikTok. Boy, I sure would. Hip hop duo would not have been anything that came to mind talking about the Island Boys. They're twin rappers, Cody Yakured, who is Frankie Venegas, and Fly Soldier Alex Venegas, and based in South Florida. They ain't even from the island.
South Florida. And their claim to fame is I'm an island boy.
Yeah, they got on TikTok and basically made a dumb video with dumb hair.
So smart.
It first went viral on Twitter, and then they moved over to TikTok. How about that?
Here I am going to work every morning.
So you want to hear the real definition of Island Boys? This is the Urban Dictionary.
This is the real definition.
Let me read through this right quick to make sure it's appropriate.
We can cut it. Go.
All right.
Go. Read what you got.
Island Boy, Urban Dictionary. A word used in a derogatory way, usually to describe people who claim to be something they're not, or people appropriating another culture or identity.
Okay, so maybe they've been tricking us the whole time.
Hey, they're like the Milli Vanilli of this generation.
Maybe they name themselves that.
So I'm fixing to attempt to read it used in a sentence, but I'm not sure if I can group all these words together. Dusty, I'm going to keep it like it's what a... I can't do this.
You got to read.
You got that, Dusty, if he can read.
You got to read from left to right, Jamie.
I read my boy Bobo stuff. I read this.
Oh, yeah. Actually, I do Bobo well.
All right, Donnie, read that. Can you pronounce some words? Because I can't.
You gonna read it? This is background
He's
music,
staring at
player.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought we was listening to that.
Oh.
All right, it says Dusty, and then it says, "I'm gonna keep it like it's what a fun boy. You better really keep that gun, cause I'm for the guys in Pedro."
Okay.
Oh, that was Pedro. I'm sorry, I got mixed up. That's terrible. And then Pedro said, "Yo, WTF? This dude was saying he an island boy or something."
That helps me with the definition a lot.
He forgave me.
Look, it reminds me. You ever seen Peter?
Okay, use that in a sentence other than I'm an island boy. Oh, what a world put in.
So we got way off track.
Well, hold on though. So we're talking about island boys. We were just talking about
Family Guy.
So you're talking about change. You're talking about changing how these mass shootings. How we do that?
We got in the weeds.
Yeah, y'all took off from
for
that.
a second. Okay, and then we're gonna talk because Gary reminded me what we were.
Yes,
talking
that's
about.
what you're
Gary,
asking.
Since you brought it back up. Mm-hmm. So what's the answer? What do we do about the mass killing?
All right, so this
have a spelling bee.
All right, so another law, or
could you use it in a dirty sentence?
Jude Law once.
You get one word. If you get it right, you pay no bill.
But no, the way we fix it is you get God back in the schools, and not necessarily. I hate to say it because of God, because we need more morals, and we have no morals.
We are morally deprived.
We
country.
are, and that's what's happening. That's what's happening.
Listen, look at all the countries around the world that are still strong, and they have whether we agree with their moral scope or not, they have a morality to them.
Correct.
So name some.
Iran, Iraq. I mean, say what you
want.
Hold
on.
Yeah.
No, say what you want.
They don't kill their. I mean,
no. But what
no,
I'm saying,
they do.
Yeah, they do. They kill people. But what I'm saying, say what you want, but there's a community and a structure that are strong.
But
now you can disagree with how they do it and what their beliefs are. That's
I'm
fine.
not sure I would consider.
No, not this.
Strong.
That's what I was gonna say. I mean, they are wealthy.
But I'm not saying wealthy. I
mean, listen though. They're like I wouldn't consider them like a strength.
Their family structures are way stronger than ours are.
The nuclear family.
Yeah, the nuclear family is much stronger.
Of a nuclear family, but that's because you don't have any other choice but to have a nuclear family.
You're right. It's forced
they'll
on
kill you.
I really think to present America as weak is completely backwards. If you've never been anywhere else over there,
you're looking at militarily.
No, I'm not looking at it military. I'm looking at it from socially and
morally.
how
Dude, socially we are weak.
No,
I think
socially we are divided and different.
Yeah, I think that's our biggest
but
problem.
there are a lot of places that aren't socially divided and different. You know why? Because you'll have your head cut off for it.
Iran.
Yes,
China.
But it doesn't necessarily mean that's an extreme thought. It's just anything that's opposed. So America, hold on now. America is a true melting pot where people fight for you to be a transgender, for you to be gay, for you to be
Iranian,
and have
Muslim,
whatever crazy ideas Mexican. You want, right? But that's part of the beauty of America.
I mean, how ironic is it?
Hold on. Is it perfect? No. Is it perfect? No.
But how ironic is it that we have 4 million Mexicans coming to the U.S. and they celebrate with their Mexican flag? So they wanted to get away from that place, and they're allowed to because freedom of speech. But you couldn't do that if somebody came across the Iranian border.
Well, we're not done talking the same subject.
China even
move to Asia. Asia, strong family, a nuclear family.
China's Asia, man. You get your
move to
stuff
South
cut
America,
off.
strong nuclear family. Move to Mexico, strong nuclear family. The U.S., Europe, and Canada are failing to have nuclear families.
But do you really think the U.S. is failing with the nuclear family,
yes.
or is it presented is that the nuclear family is what's wrong with you?
You know, crazy stat. There were more intact families, black families during slavery than there are now.
Yeah, let's not get into the race part.
Okay, white people, the same thing. Okay, it's
how many do you know more people that are divorced or more people that are married with kids and husband, wives, all that?
me personally, married.
Okay, then.
I mean, I don't think
that's
I
a
don't.
small sample.
Yeah, I don't think I represent the entire
No,
country.
no, but I think as a whole in general, everyone in this room knows more married people with kids than they do. That's
but that's because our circle is small, and our circle
that's still
is
the nuclear
strangely,
family, right?
but our circle for the amount of people in it, which isn't a lot, but I mean, if you go even extend it a couple of layers, everybody's married.
Look, we have a problem with absent fathers in this country, with non-nuclear families. And that is what's leading us down this dirt.
Gary's got a stat.
I found a stat for us, okay? So the U.S. households with married couple and children in 1970 was 40%. In 2020, it was 18.6%. In 2021, it was 17.8%. So it's still declining. And this came from the U.S. Census data.
How'd they define it?
That's what the
did they define it as the father and mother? Or
it said it said married couple is all it said. And this is from the Daily Mail.
Yes.
It came from.
Well, you have a lot more people now that back in the day, people got married at 14, 17, 18, 21, 22. Now people
stayed married.
But they start careers now and don't get married till their late 30s sometimes. I know people like that to their mid 30s, early 30s. That's
children need stable households,
and divorce is way more prevalent now than it ever has been.
Sure.
It's way easier now.
It's way easier now. You go,
infidelity is way easier now than
well, let's look at
this
way
way. Easier.
There's 4 of us here. Half of us came from divorced families.
Yeah, my mom's been divorced twice already.
My mom was divorced twice.
And yet both of you have been married for over 10 years apiece. Over 15 years apiece.
Yeah.
But you know what?
I've
told my wife.
Actually, I've hit 15
So
years.
did both of you keep a relationship with your father and mother after your divorce?
Yes.
So is that still not part of the family? I know it's not nuclear.
Well, hold on,
anymore,
though.
right?
But did you?
But I had a stepdad.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so Gary had a strong male role model with Red.
Yes, Papa.
That's where you're missing it.
And Uncle Daryl.
And Uncle Daryl.
Yeah.
It's the lack
and
of
Donnie.
And
Terry.
my dad.
And Terry. Yeah, but he had strong male role models.
Yeah, I think it.
There's kids all over America that have a single mom. They have no male role models. They go to the streets to try to find that role model, and that is not where you find a positive male role models in the streets. It has to be in your household, in your church, how
many people go to church now, Gary? What's that number? Versus 1970.
Go on,
get a statistic. It's low.
It's much lower.
Yeah,
tremendously low.
we go once a month.
Yeah, we've really taken separation of church and state to a real extreme. It never was meant to be.
The family dynamic's not.
I know where you're going with that.
Yeah, it never was meant to be. No, you can't. That we shouldn't go to church. You should be allowed to worship as you wish. The founding fathers, actually, most of what's in the Constitution, the Declaration of Independence, the Bill of Rights, was founded on Christian principles.
So, look, the family dynamic's not perfect here. But bottom line, if your wife wants to leave you tomorrow, she can without repercussions, right?
Yeah.
Well, there's repercussions.
But not like that are going to cost her life.
No.
Okay.
No, but it could cost a children's life.
But if you're going to a country like you mentioned, Iran. Yeah, let an Iranian woman leave. Hold on.
You're getting hung up.
No, we're not getting hung up on it
because
it affects the family staying together. You think if that woman couldn't leave certain relationships, she wouldn't choose to? She can't. She will die.
All right, you got
not only that, she can't work. She can't actually go out without a headband. Yeah, Iran is probably not the right.
Throw Iran out. I mean, there's 1,000 other countries you can choose from.
I'm just using the ones you pick, man.
All right,
that's right. All right, so this is it says church membership among U.S. adults now below 50%. So it was in 2020, they were measured at 47%. Back in, just a comparison, what did I say, 1970,
I think it
1970. 1970 is about 72%.
Yeah, wow.
72%.
Yeah, it was a lot higher.
That's the hippie time frame.
Because I think me and Jamie have been doing this arguing thing, but basically he's saying we're losing morals, we're losing our compass, we're losing all the things that made America early years, right? What everybody thinks about in the glory days. We are losing that, and that's undeniable. You can't argue that.
I mean, it's the West. It's not just, you know.
I mean, I'm picking.
So what's the answer, though? We need to say the Pledge of Allegiance in class more? What do we need to do here?
I think you can't unring that bell.
To go back to what...
To keep people from shooting
to go back
folk.
on his side of things, what you really need is it to start in the household. It's got to start within each
It's got to start there.
That's it.
And then you'll start from there.
This starts in the household.
And then you start,
it absolutely
school
starts
boards.
in the household.
School boards is next.
And here's the thing. There's women running around right now that are unmarried with children. You know what? That's fine.
It is.
But there's strong male role models that you need to expose your children to. There's
Maybe
lesbian, there's lesbian, yes, grandfathers. There's people out there that you can hook your children up with. Lesbian couples. You know what? I'm not hating on you. There's people in your community. You have fathers. Expose your children to those male role models.
I think there are plenty that do.
There are.
Yeah.
There are, but there's a lot that aren't.
And same thing with females.
And a lot of that is sometimes those people kind of get banished by their family, right? Which is like, I wouldn't do. No way would I do that to my kids.
Children need men, and that's one of the problems we're running into right now. We've got to a society that a lot of people think, well, let's be honest, men are the jokes right now. Go watch sitcom TV. You got
not just there. If you look at Marvel Universe, you look at any of those things. The men are not the leads anymore. They're not the strong, powerful leads.
It's not that they're not the leads. They dumb them down to make the women look better. Instead of having strong women, they just have dumb men.
Yeah, and it isn't even about just dumb. It's weak men. I think actually all of you have daughters. I don't, but you want your daughter to know that she's capable of doing anything she wants to. But it doesn't mean that you have to downplay the importance of the male person.
But I also think female, girls also have to have strong female role models.
No,
they do.
Yeah, I'm never saying they don't. Problem is, they got that. That's not
they're
short supply.
Much lower percentage. There are guys out there that are single that have children or little daughters. They also need to, maybe hang out with their mother or something.
We need to pray a lot about our country. We need to pray about a lot of people, and folks need a moral compass that prevents them from pulling that trigger. Because there's no time.
That's it right there.
There's no time in life that you're not angry enough that you could feel the desire to inflict pain on someone else.
Let's put this way.
Everyone's going to come to that point.
Aside from Gary, because Gary probably wasn't in this position. Who here was had your ass whooped if you mishandled a weapon when you was a child?
I got my ass whooped for a lot less than that.
But I mean, Donnie, would your dad let you play with a gun?
No.
No. Terry White would have beat the brakes off you.
I thought you were going to say Gary getting picked on or being in a fight.
No, I'm just saying.
I was going to say that was because we picked on Gary and we were the only people that picked on Gary. Nobody else picked on Gary.
Now, I'll tell you right now, Doug Manchester, God bless his soul, I'll never forget it. I stood on a picket fence, one of those horse fences, the ones that it weaves in amongst itself, and hit a 12 gauge. He said, you don't shoot this gun? I said, absolutely. Grandpa, let me shoot this gun. So he propped me up on the fence. I pulled that trigger, it knocked me right on my ass. And he said, you just learned a lesson. You respect this thing because it will hurt you. Think what the other side will do.
Yeah.
That's 5.
He said,
but you still remember.
Probably not like
okay,
that,
I think you got to somewhere, and we'd kind of missed over this, but we've now made weapons the big boogeyman rather than teaching firearm safety and teaching how to properly handle weapons and the importance of being able to properly discharge a weapon and when not to use it. Because there comes a point a person may have to pull a trigger with another human at the other end of that gun, but it should only be when your life is fully at risk and not because you're angry at someone.
We also don't do enough so anyone can go buy a gun and go to a concealed carry, right? Even though open carry is legal so many places, and constitutionally, in my belief. The concealed carry program, what they actually teach you is simple baseline. Like it's really not enough, honestly.
No, but I will say this: I did my conceal.
It's a very simple baseline,
but it really did open my eyes. It kind of made me think, I'm glad we have constitutional carry in Arkansas. But that little extra, just going to a class, makes you think about the reality that when you pull that trigger, you own what happens.
Exactly right.
I mean, back to what Terry was saying, making the gun the boogeyman. Go ask all of America. I guarantee you 50% will get this answer wrong, and they'll feel like they're 100% right. Ask them what AR-15 stands for, or what is AR and the AR-15 stand for. That's the boogeyman that the media, they say an assault rifle.
Assault rifle 15.
Yeah.
What is it?
Armor light.
That's our armor
The
light
people
rifle.
that created the first AR-15.
Yes, that's correct. That's what. But America sees it as assault rifle. It's
WD-40. You know what it stands for?
Water displacement 40. It was the 40th formulation.
I heard you could use WD-40 as bait. It's a good bait. Like you can scent your bait. Yeah, it does everything.
Yeah, it was the only formula that did what they needed.
So,
I think NASA made.
I'm gonna say this. I think the Patio is gonna go on a limb and just say we believe that we need morals in this country.
We need standards. We don't have, and laws cannot be standards. Those are rules.
No.
So is it your teacher's responsibility?
Nope.
Yes.
No.
Yeah. Oh, that's part of it too.
No, it's not.
It is.
Your child should know right from wrong when they go to school.
No, yeah, but it should be reinforced by your teachers. It should be reinforced by your preachers. It should be reinforced by not only your parents,
you're saying
but the parents of their friends. It's not solely the responsibility of the teacher, but the teacher has to be aligned with your parenting, and I'm not sure that takes place in every class either.
All right, here's what needs to happen though. If
teachers should teach, I'm just going to leave it at that.
There's a lot of preaching going on in classrooms, and it's not the type that
it's not the good type.
It's not the good type.
It's not the moral type. I don't feel. But
it doesn't align.
No, it doesn't align. But the thing is, kids don't need to be scared about their teachers getting on to them. They need to be scared about what their teacher tells their parent. Because I was always scared. That was my deepest fear, is that my teacher would tell my mother that I did something wrong in class, and I'd get beat down. Dude, but right now, people don't care.
When I was in grade school,
there's a lot of communication we get from school.
Yeah, there is now. Used to not be that way.
Oh yeah, now it's
when I was in school, the most terrifying thing, we had a principal when I was in grade school, Miss Bennett, and at the time she was a old bag. She was probably in her 40s, to be quite honest, but I was a kid, so I didn't know, But the most terrifying sound in that school, you could hear her walking down the halls, them high heels, and she was a tall lady, tall, thin, and when she stepped, it had such power. That was terrifying. I remember you're running wild, acting like an idiot, and you hear that it wasn't a click because she stepped with some authority. You hear that, heard her footsteps, and by God, you got your shit right.
Yeah,
I mean, and the law schools miss that today.
We had a dean that was like that, Mr. Bohannon. He's still alive to this day, and you know what? That paddle was about to be laid against your back end. But we don't believe in capital punishment in schools anymore.
We don't do paddling no more.
No,
I remember Miss Moody.
Oh yes,
remember Miss Moody?
She had big booty.
No, Miss Moody. Was it she?
She beat fire to me one day with paddling the hallway. Man.
I had this old black lady, Miss Pittman, and God, I loved her. She's probably deceased now. She was old then. Miss Pittman, and she was not sweet, but she whooped my ass so many times. Me and Ray Castman, we got like 8 fights in one school year. And back then, that's when they didn't call the cops. So they just beat our asses and called it a day.
I'd be scared to fight Ray. I got somebody.
I'm going to talk a little bit about Black Friday. So today's Black Friday. We had these crazy shootings, but then, I didn't go Black Friday shopping. I had to go out to the M-Town and run to Home Depot. We're cleaning out closets and all kind of craziness. But I'm out to lunch with some friends. I mean, a friend for lunch. We go to one local establishment here. I walk in. The sign says open. Walk in. No one's there. So I call them. I literally stand there 10 minutes. I don't see a soul. No one eating. No one behind the bar. No one cleaning. So I called them. I said, look, we're not going to eat here. So we go to another establishment. We walk in. There's a table of 2. There's about 2 guys behind the counter. We go sit down. They come. This guy comes over. He gets water order. He hands us a dirty menu, which should have been the first sign something was wrong. So
it wasn't like Waffle House where you expect to have a dirty menu.
No,
it's not sticking to you.
Better. So we sat there for 20 minutes and we leave because of no service. And then as we're leaving, he tells us, well, they've got kitchen problems, meaning they don't have anybody working in the kitchen. We go to another establishment. It's closed on Black Friday. We went to 4 different restaurants before we found one that had service and people in it. The same thing happened to me and Ginger about a month ago. We were out to eat over in Collierville area. We went to a Chili's. They had one person working. Not just one person working, but one person cooking, serving, everything. We end up at Cares.
I got the big
all right, so I will throw a shout out to your that one place you went that was closed because they obviously knew they could not service anybody.
They weren't. Oh
so,
yeah, that's true. That was so. Okay, so here's the restaurants. Bluefin. Walked in. Sign says open. Nobody there. Sekisui's the one right there off
Sekisui's
Madison,
awesome,
and
dude.
it's good. And no,
y'all were headed
delicious.
for sushi.
We
that's
were.
right.
Nobody was there. So we go to Saltwater Crab. It's
Awesome.
closed. It's
Awesome
closed.
restaurant though.
It's closed.
It is a good restaurant.
So we end up at this Takahashi
But
Grill.
they were straight up just closed.
They're just closed.
They probably let everybody off.
Probably so.
They opened tonight, but then we go to this Takahashi Grill. And look, it was really, really good. It's on the corner of Union, actually right behind Sekisui. I think as we were leaving, I didn't understand what the guy told me, but I think he said try that place. They got good service over there.
Is Thanksgiving turning into a 2-day holiday?
So it was. It used to be a 4-day holiday. When I was a kid.
Really?
Yeah, basically a 4-day holiday.
Shit, I
Black
remember
Friday took
Thanksgiving,
over.
And then Friday is back to work.
Somebody should tell my job where I work is a 2-day.
It's a 2-day. I mean, Thanksgiving should be Thursday. You should have off. Friday. Yeah.
But Black Friday doesn't work if everybody's working on Friday.
Yeah. But I'm glad a lot of the places like decided that we're not opening on Thursday.
Oh, look, I could
They're
tell
doing
by
That
the
become
roads.
crazy.
That was getting insane.
The roads going to work this morning, it's obvious. Like most people are off, right? There's some of us moving, and not all for work, but it's the traffic's nothing.
Yeah, but there was a
compared to what it
time just a few years
was.
ago
Plus schools are out and all that.
before 2020 that about 5 a.m. on Friday morning, folks were getting it, man.
yeah.
They were going to
Listen,
spend a month's worth of salary.
This was probably 16 years ago. Me and Charlie weren't even married yet. And me, Marty Moore, and AT loaded up. Marty had that white Tahoe. Was it white?
Yeah.
Yeah, we loaded him that white Tahoe, went down to duck camp. We showed up at probably 11 o'clock at night. We was trashed. And it was cold outside. We showed up. Marty walked in. The campsite was full. Trailer was full of people. Wasn't nowhere to even lay down. So, him,
Y'all weren't expecting that.
No, we weren't expecting that. So, him, and AT load up and drive to Stuttgart. It was like, you know what?
Duck capital of the world.
Yeah, duck capital of the world. It was like, we'll get up in the morning. We'll go hit the Max Prairie Wing sale.
It was actually a pretty good idea.
Yeah, so we get there and we go to sleep. We go to Walmart parking lot and we go to sleep. And it's cold. We're shivering. Every couple of hours, turn the heat on. And like 4 a.m, I wake up. There's just all kinds of racket. And I look around. I like raise up in the truck and look up. A sea of cars. I didn't even think about Black Friday because that's when Black Friday you start like 4 a.m.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like
No, that was pretty much the story. I mean,
It's a wonderful story.
But
Yeah.
did you get anything good?
No.
from Max
Did you
Prairie?
get line?
I laid back down. I was like, "What the hell are these guys doing?"
So you didn't get anything good from Max Prairie? Y'all
Oh
were
no!
just,
So
y'all
are-
weren't going
went to
for
Max Prairie Wings and
y'all weren't going for Black Friday though. You were
No,
just
we
going
was
to
going-
go.
we was
They're just going to have something to do because they had nowhere else to
Yeah.
go.
yeah.
All right. Do you want me to show you guys a picture that my wife sent me today while she was Black Friday shopping?
Send me
This
a
is
picture of wife.
this. Is, no, I can't. I know. Look at this is epic. Look at this, Donnie. You'll appreciate that. I'm assuming that guy's Black Friday shopping.
You got him a deer back there,
He
a feeder.
got a. When he sent me this, look in the back of this truck. He got a deer head popping out of the back of it.
Is it El Camino?
No,
it's a
like
truck.
Dodge.
Nissan.
No, it is. Okay, yeah.
He got a feeder. It looked like a feeder.
Yeah, look
So
like a feeder
is
out
Black
there.
Friday lost its luster?
Yes,
there any
and
reason-
I'm glad it has.
Yeah, because back then, like online shopping wasn't quite what it is today.
And it's gotten where, like Gary said, until a few years ago, I mean, at like 5 o'clock on Thursday or Thanksgiving Eve, everybody was out.
You had to
shopping.
go. You had to go get in line at
had to go get in
Walmart, Target.
So is that a good thing? Is it
yes,
better?
yes, it's a good thing.
It is.
It's good for the.
There's
it's good-
no reason to go out anymore. You can do everything
It
you
really
need to
is.
do
The
online.
sales were available online days
They are.
before.
It's good for the employees.
Yep.
Like I enjoyed my wife sleeping in the bed next to me last night and not being gone. Normally she would leave at 4 or 5 in the afternoon on Thursday, and I wouldn't see her till 8 o'clock next morning. And then she has to lay in bed all night or all day and sleep because she's tired.
Because she's tired. And you
It's much easier.
got to take
just
care of
to
the
get
kids
it
all by
online.
yourself.
Easy on everybody.
So much easier.
And I
Then like 2 or 3 days, it's at your house. You don't have to go anywhere.
and I don't want these employees at Walmart to be sitting up there and have. There's no reason anybody has to do that on the holidays.
Is it? Yeah, that's exactly.
You know, my son asked me a question today. He
Oh,
asked me where my wife or his mother was, and I said she's out shopping. And he said, "Did you put a limit on her?" I said, "Well, that's tough putting a limit on a no limit soldier." He laughed.
Oh man! So that was your experience. You had trouble.
Yeah, it was, but it's not just really Black Friday thing. It's service industry in general.
It's struggling
lacking
right now.
And I think it's because we give a bad eye to people that work doing those type of jobs.
Well, not just that. COVID put a hurt on the industry.
Yeah, it really did stop after the 2020. It did, because I still remember in 2019 I was out getting a big old TV that I still have.
No, we were talking about service at the.
I think I got that same TV, by the way. I just happened to get mine. So
yeah,
I wasn't there to get it.
But yeah, service.
So
service has been going down regardless.
Yeah, so when you're out there and you go to restaurants, don't be hard on the waiters and the waitresses.
Tip them.
Yeah, tip them, but they have no control over the lack of staff. Yep. And just accept it. If you're going to go out there and have a good time, plan on taking longer than you used to.
Yep,
it's fine.
It's fine. All right. Anything else? Anybody got anything else?
Yeah, I got some tweets I want to read.
Jamie,
some funny tweets.
Funny tweets.
I saw these. And I was like, you know what? Y'all make these laugh.
You got any twerks we can run?
I don't know. No twerks. So this is a one tweet said, "What do you do if you're walking through the woods and stumble across a dead body?
Run.
Don't touch it."
The comment said, he said, "I turn and go the other way because obviously I'm lost. I just came from here."
Okay, that's pretty solid.
Yeah, that's pretty solid.
Very well thought out.
So this one, my stepdad told me it was pointless to apply to med school because I was too stupid to be a doctor. 8 years later, one of us is unemployed loser with a drinking problem. The other is making six figures and going to Hawaii this weekend to renew his wedding vows with my mom. Let's see. Yeah, what else?
Was that our first sound effect?
It was.
Yeah, I think so.
It's one of them, yeah.
I heard someone say they knew a guy named Hunter in college, but he was vegan, so they all called him Gatherer.
Gatherer. That's funny.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I thought y'all liked that. God, it's stupid. I'm sick of the U.S. government. I'm moving to California.
I think the government's
there is a little bit of California. A difference, though.
I sprayed his colon on me so I can smell him all day.
Oh, wow. Cologne.
It's colon. They misspelled it.
That's gross. How do you spray someone else's colon? That's what I want.
Dogs can do that, right?
You can spray your colon all the time.
Yeah. Gary does it. He rubs it on things.
I do.
I hope my first daughter's a girl. Which actually now that can be.
It makes sense.
Yeah, now that can make sense.
That's a very sexist thing to do. That's misgendering your child.
Derrick Rose trying to speak on national television like he doesn't have a speech peppermint.
A speech peppermint? That's when your breath smells super fresh.
So fresh and so clean.
This is the one Terry's going to tell a story after this one. I once waited in a line at Macy's behind a mannequin for 15 minutes thinking it was a person.
I do have a great story about this one.
You did.
And then we're going to play us out. So we had been downtown on Beale Street, Memphis, Tennessee. Beale Street.
Was it a bachelor party?
No, it was just the guy.
Boat race.
The girls had gone to Heber Springs, Arkansas, to the cardboard boat races. This is probably, this mid-2000, 2006, 7 maybe. And we'd been there at a club on Beale, and we'd all had a few adult beverages. We'd partaken a little too much.
A few.
Well, I typically drive everywhere we go. I was actually in that Magnum sitting out there. Well, we start heading back to the vehicle, and I give Jamie the keys. I said, "Dude, you got to drive, right? There's no way I'm driving." He looked at me. He's like, "What?" I said, "You got to drive."
I was elected to drive. That's how.
Well, we get into the Magnum, and we're sitting there, and two people are asleep in the back seat. Jamie's driving, or he's in the driver's seat. It's warm.
He ain't driving nowhere.
It was. He had the air on, and I woke up and I felt bad. I opened the door to relieve myself a little bit, and I closed the door, go back to sleep. Well, probably a half hour or more passed by, and I got to go again. And I opened the same door, and there's the same stain on the concrete from 30 minutes ago where I had done the same. So I look over at Jamie, and he has both hands on the wheel staring intently out the windshield. And then I said, "Jamie, what are you doing?" He said, "I'm waiting. I'm in line to get out here, waiting on his car to move." And all of a sudden, I pulled the fog back away from my eyes. It was a parked car. We were sitting behind a parked car. That parked car probably saved our lives that night because Jamie should not have been driving.
No one can ever question Jamie's patience.
No. And look, I still believe to this day that God placed that parked car there on purpose. On purpose. He placed that car there. I also believe we would still be sitting there if I had not told it that was a parked car.
I think God may have chosen the driver.
Yeah.
He said, which one of these guys is the dumbest? Yeah. Jamie, drive.
Oh, man, that was hilarious. I always swore I'd put that in a sitcom at some point.
It's funny.
It's hilarious.
It's sitcom worthy.
That is sitcom worthy.
When I read that, I was like, T is going to roll with this.
Oh, my. All right. Well, another good recording.
All right. Happy Black Friday, guys.
Happy Black Friday. Get out, love your family. Christmas is around the corner. Go spend too much money like the rest of it.
Thank y'all.
Change me for my final ride. Oh, walk me to the riverside. And lead me while my mother cries. 'Cause somebody done took from an outlaw. Take my picture down from the courthouse wall. I'm living in the clouds and I ain't gon' fall. Somebody done saved this outlaw.